In a world cloaked in darkness, where the dead rest and nightmares awaken, if you dare to listen, you're about to step into the shadows of midnight screams. Not everyone who enters makes it out alive.
In the shadowy recesses of the internet, there exists a realm few dare to venture into, the dark web. It's a place where anonymity reigns supreme, and the darkest corners of human nature are laid bare. Ethan Bennett, a curious and ambitious computer science student, found himself irresistibly drawn to this forbidden territory. What started as a quest for knowledge soon spiraled into a harrowing nightmare that blurred the lines between reality and digital horror. Ethan had always been a tech-savvy individual, spending countless hours tinkering with computers and exploring the depths of the internet. His fascination with the dark web began innocently enough, sparked by a late-night discussion with friends about the hidden layers of the internet. The idea of an unregulated, anonymous space intrigued him. One evening, alone in his dorm room, Ethan decided to take the plunge. The excitement of the unknown mingled with a sense of foreboding as he prepared his tools. His desk, usually cluttered with textbooks and class notes, was now dominated by his laptop, the gateway to the hidden realms of the internet. He took a deep breath, his fingers trembling slightly as he opened the Tor browser and activated his VPN. He had read enough to know that anonymity was crucial in this venture, and he meticulously followed the steps to ensure his tracks were covered. The initial steps were simple. Ethan navigated through various forums that served as directories to the dark web. Websites like the Hidden Wiki offered a starting point, listing links to marketplaces, forums, and obscure sites. The first few clicks brought him to pages that looked like relics from the early days of the internet, plain, unadorned, and text-heavy. There was a sense of nostalgia mixed with the thrill of discovery. He started by reading about the various marketplaces. Each had its own reputation and specialties. Some were known for selling drugs, others for counterfeit currency or stolen credit card information. He found himself on a site called Silk Road Redux, a marketplace that mirrored the infamous original Silk Road. The listings were detailed, complete with user reviews and ratings. It was like a twisted version of eBay, where the products being sold were decidedly illegal. Ethan's curiosity drove him deeper. He began to familiarize himself with the cryptic jargon used by the dark web community. Terms like onion routing, escrow services, and PGP encryption became part of his lexicon. He learned how transactions were conducted using cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin, which ensured a level of anonymity. The process of setting up a Bitcoin wallet and making transactions was complicated, but Ethan was determined to understand every aspect. However, the deeper he delved, the more he realized how unprepared he was for the horrors that lurked within. As he ventured further, the content grew darker and more disturbing. He stumbled upon forums where users discussed activities that made his skin crawl. One forum, ominously titled The Black Book, was dedicated to discussing heinous crimes. Members exchanged tips on hacking, creating false identities, and even committing violent acts without getting caught. Ethan's heart raced as he read through the threads. The casual way in which users discussed such vile topics was chilling. They shared detailed guides on how to cover one's tracks, from using burner phones to wiping digital footprints clean. The anonymity of the dark web seemed to strip away any semblance of morality, revealing a side of humanity that was both fascinating and terrifying. Late one night, Ethan found himself on a forum called Nightmare Alley. The users there spoke in hushed tones about something called a Red Room. According to the posts, these were live-streamed events where viewers could watch real-time acts of violence and torture. The descriptions were graphic and detailed, filled with horrific imagery that Ethan wished he could erase from his mind. Despite his growing unease, Ethan couldn't tear himself away. The threads were filled with users debating the authenticity of the Red Rooms, with some claiming to have witnessed them firsthand. Others argued they were elaborate hoaxes designed to prey on the gullible. The uncertainty only added to the allure. Ethan's rational mind told him to stop, to close his laptop and forget he had ever ventured this far. But his curiosity, coupled with the desire to uncover the truth, kept him going. As he navigated through the posts, he noticed a pattern. There were whispers of an elusive site, accessible only through a direct invitation. Users who claimed to have attended these Red Rooms spoke of receiving cryptic messages, invitations that appeared out of nowhere. The secrecy and exclusivity added a layer of mystique that Ethan found irresistible. Then, it happened. One evening, as he was about to log off, he received a private message from an anonymous user. The message was simple, yet chilling. "I see you're curious about the Red Rooms. If you truly wish to know, click the link below. But be warned, there's no turning back." Ethan stared at the message, his pulse quickening. The link sat there, an open invitation to witness something he couldn't fully comprehend. He knew the risks. He had read enough to understand that this could be a trap, a way to lure unsuspecting individuals into dangerous situations. But the temptation was too strong. Against his better judgment, driven by a mix of curiosity and a desire to prove to himself that he could handle it, Ethan clicked the link. His screen went black, and then a dim red light illuminated the words, "Welcome to the Red Room. Do you wish to proceed?" His finger hovered over the mouse, hesitation gripping him for a moment. But then, with a deep breath and a pounding heart, he clicked, "Yes." The screen flickered, and a grainy video feed appeared. A masked figure dressed in black stood in a dimly lit room. The chat beside the video was buzzing with excited and sinister comments. The masked figure addressed the viewers, announcing that the show was about to begin. Ethan felt a knot in his stomach as he realized he was about to witness something truly horrific. The first show was brutal, a live torture session. Ethan's initial shock turned to nausea as he watched, unable to tear his eyes away. The screams of the victim echoed in his mind long after the feed had ended. Shaken and disturbed, Ethan closed his laptop, vowing never to return to the Red Room. But the damage was done. The darkness had already seeped into his soul. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan struggled to shake the memories of what he had seen. He became paranoid, feeling like he was being watched. It wasn't long before his fears were confirmed. Strange emails began to flood his inbox, all from anonymous senders. The messages contained details about his life that no one should have known. His classes, his friends, his daily routines. Ethan's paranoia escalated when he started receiving photos of himself taken from a distance. Someone was stalking him, and they knew everything about him. Desperate for help, he reached out to the campus police, but they dismissed his claims as the ravings of an overworked student. One evening, as Ethan was returning to his dorm, he sensed he was being followed. He quickened his pace, but the footsteps behind him grew louder. Panicking, he broke into a run, only to be grabbed and pulled into a dark alley. His assailant was masked and silent, their grip like iron. They whispered a chilling message into his ear. "You shouldn't have watched. Now you belong to us." Ethan was thrown to the ground, dazed and terrified. When he looked up, his attacker was gone, leaving him with a dire warning and a growing sense of dread. He realized that the dark web wasn't just a place online. It had spilled into his reality, and there was no escaping it. Ethan's life became a nightmare. He stopped attending classes, cut off contact with friends, and barricaded himself in his dorm room. Every knock on the door, every shadow outside his window sent him into a panic. His mind was unraveling, and he felt utterly alone. In his isolation, Ethan turned to the one place he knew, the dark web. He began searching for answers, hoping to find a way to escape the nightmare that had consumed his life. His search led him deeper into the abyss, uncovering more horrors and disturbing truths. He learned that the Red Room was just the tip of the iceberg, and that there were forces on the dark web far more sinister than he could have imagined. In the midst of his descent, Ethan received a message from a user named Phoenix. Unlike the others, Phoenix offered help, claiming to have escaped the clutches of the dark web's most dangerous elements. Skeptical but desperate, Ethan responded, and the two began exchanging messages. Phoenix provided guidance on how to protect himself online and offered a glimmer of hope. Phoenix's help extended beyond the digital realm. They arranged a meeting in a public place, and for the first time in weeks, Ethan ventured outside. Phoenix turned out to be a former hacker who had seen the darkest corners of the internet and survived. They shared their story, and for the first time, Ethan felt like he wasn't alone. With Phoenix's help, Ethan devised a plan to disappear. They gathered resources, created new identities, and plotted their escape. Phoenix warned that the dark web's reach was vast and that they needed to be meticulous in covering their tracks. The night of their escape, Ethan felt a mix of fear and hope. As they executed their plan, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Every step felt like a race against time, but with Phoenix by his side, he felt a renewed sense of determination. Just when it seemed like they were in the clear, Ethan discovered a shocking truth. Phoenix had been working with his stalkers all along. It was a trap, and Ethan had walked right into it. Phoenix revealed their true identity, and Ethan realized that he had been manipulated from the start. The betrayal shattered him, but it also ignited a fierce resolve. Ethan fought back with everything he had, using the skills he had learned to outsmart his enemies. The battle was brutal, both online and in the real world, but Ethan refused to give up. The final confrontation took place in an abandoned warehouse, a fitting setting for the culmination of Ethan's nightmare. The masked figures who had tormented him revealed themselves, and Ethan faced his greatest fear. The battle was intense, a clash of wills and wits. In the end, it was Ethan's determination and ingenuity that won out. He managed to escape, but not without scars, both physical and emotional. The ordeal had changed him forever, but he had survived. Ethan disappeared from his old life, starting anew with a new identity. The dark web had left its mark on him, but it had also taught him invaluable lessons. He vowed to use his knowledge to help others, to be a beacon of hope for those lost in the shadows. The dark web remained, a lurking menace in the depths of the internet, but Ethan was no longer its victim. He had faced the darkness and emerged stronger, ready to confront whatever horrors the digital world might throw at him next.